Hi and welcome to the Year 11 Parent Information 2024-2025 PowerPoint slideshow. My name is Mr. Davis. I am the Raising Standards Leader for Year 11 and my Assistant Principal, the Line Manager of Year 11, is Mr. Smith. Following on from the welcome, if there are any individual queries or concerns that you have with regards to your son, these can be directed to either myself or Mr. Smith after the evening has taken place. If you need to email me, my email address is a.davis@hurstmere.org.uk, as you can see on the screen. If you want to contact me, please don't hesitate to do so, or you can also contact me at the usual school number 0208 300 5665. As I said, my name is Mr. Davis, the Raising Standards Leader for Year 11 at Hurstmere School, taking your son through this year in his GCSE studies, and my line manager is Mr. Smith within the senior leadership team, and he is also here and on standby to turn around and deal with any issues that you may have during Year 11. Our school vision and our school motto is to believe and achieve so that you can be the best that you can be. We've promoted our trails over the past 5 years, which is respect, teamwork, resilience, ambition, integrity, leadership and self-belief. And we promote these throughout all of the lessons and around our school. This year we have seen a significant change at Hurstmere School with us joining the Howard Academic Trust, or THAT. As you'll be aware, we have officially joined and we're extremely excited to be partnering with the Trust and believe that we will move from strength to strength as we work in collaboration to provide outstanding student provision. There's lots of changes that I will go over within the PowerPoint slideshow that your son needs to adhere to during his time at Hurstmere School. The first of these new changes is our new school day. From Monday to Thursday, we will line up in our playgrounds first thing in the morning. The bell will go at 8:20 to identify to students that they need to make their way to their lineup areas. The Year 11s are lined up on the playground outside the Science and Technology block, and at 8:25 to 8:30 I will do any messages to all of the students where I can speak to them at the very beginning of the day and give out any messages that are required. Further to this, we have put in 2 PD slots. This is personal development. The first of which will take part during tutor time, which is from 8:30 to 9:30 on Monday to Thursdays, and then at the end of period 4, our students in Year 11 will at 12:05 till 1 o'clock will go into PD time as well. They follow that by lunchtime, and the school day finishes at 2:55. Our lessons this year are 95 minutes long on Monday to Thursdays, and as you can see below, we have Fridays sessions. The bell will go at 8:20, 8:25 to 8:30 is our lineup. The students will then go straight to their lesson for period 1. They will complete 1 hour's worth of lessons. Period 2, where they will then complete another hour's lesson, followed by a 20-minute break time, 2 further 1-hour lessons. Lunchtime begins at 12:50, finishes at 1:20, and students will be dismissed from school site at 1:20 p.m. on a Friday. As educators, we need to focus on developing the whole pupil, and as you can see on the screen, there are 6 areas that we want to facilitate in your son. This is the academic side, the mental side, the physical side, the personal side, social side, and the spiritual side. We do this via various different areas. This is done in our lesson time, it is done in our assemblies, through our personal development, and through any of the extracurricular activities that your son may partake in. As a school, we've worked hard over recent years to create an ambitious curriculum for all of our students to take part in. We've enriched our personal development via the curriculum that we use, which is now the personal development program that students will take place 2 times a day. We have high expectations of behaviour and attendance, and these are also supported as a jigsaw by creating our pastoral support. If your son is in any need of any further support, please don't hesitate to get in contact with us. When we think of aspirations, pupils that have higher aspirations and high expectations of themselves generally have a higher school achievement. This is compared to pupils who have both low aspirations and low expectations. We want to ensure that students have these high aspirations and are able to drive themselves forward towards their end goals. Links between having aspiration and goals and well-being are crucial to their success. Over the years, I've talked a lot to the boys about resilience and applying resilience in multiple situations. A lack of resilience can be linked with pupils developing anxiety and experiencing stress. Throughout this year, your son will have periods where he will need to develop his resilience and use those resilient skills that we discussed in our assemblies and through our personal development time. It's going to be crucial for him when he comes to his exam periods. So increasing those resilience skills over the next few months is going to be crucial for his GCSEs at the end of the year. Your son's timetable this year contains pieces of key information. The first of which is the class and the set that he has been placed in, followed by the initials of the member of staff and the room number in which they will be taught their lessons. It's important to understand that all Key Stage 4 pupils are set in English, Maths and Science, but these are the only subjects in which setting occurs. All of the groups are taught in mixed ability classes. Throughout the year, your son will take part in various assessments. These take place in the unit tests, end of year tests. We also have the PPEs, which this year we will be taking part in 2 sets of PPEs. These are pre-public examinations, and this is to get your son ready for his overall GCSEs at the end of the year. We'll report on these key pieces of information on the grading system that is used for GCSEs at the end of the year. These are in the 1 to 9 grading system. This is in line with the performance of the pupil who is on track to achieve as a grade at the end of year 11. There will be 3 stages that we will report to you as parents. These are at the end of each term. We'll give you information on their attendance, behaviour points, both positive and negative, and this is used on now our new system, Arbor. The reading age score versus the year average, and this is updated annually, and then whether the pupils are on track to achieve their FFT 20 target grade, or indeed to exceed or fall short of it, and this is given to you as a grade as a number. Their knowledge retention scores per unit in each subject versus the yearly average, and the pupil's attitude to learning. This is a score from 1 being outstanding to 4 being significantly below the required level. Our objective is to ensure that we support your son and reinforce the importance of regular high levels of attendance and excellent behaviour. We need to also focus on their reading skills, both for pleasure but also as a foundation for other learning. Your son will be required to read and understand questions in his exam that he will need to be able to focus on to answer the questions correctly. Their knowledge through embedded revision and retrieval practice is captured in the unit tests. Through clarity about whether pupils are on track to exceed, achieve or fall short of their ambitious target grades, and building their knowledge base per unit, hence informing revision and targeted improvements. We will go through revision and targeted improvements that they can work on as part of their personal development throughout this year. On the screen is our current personal development programme. You can see on the right hand side is the year 11 column. Shows you the Monday, AM and PM sections. So our assembly every week will be delivered by either myself or one of the members of senior leadership team, and that happens every Monday morning. We have drop everything and read sessions 3 times a week, followed by 2 PSHE sessions, and this is our personal development time. On a Thursday we are going to do some revision techniques in the morning, and this is starting this week. The future on Thursday, week A, is going to be about current affairs, and the future on Thursday for week B is going to have a careers focus. But on a Friday, due to the timetable changes, the day does not permit time for us to do personal development. So Fridays, we do not have personal development. This is only through Monday to Thursday. It seems like only a very short time ago that your son was back in year 7 and we had COVID and we were tied up in the maths block for the whole of the year. We're currently now in year 11 with only a short amount of time left before your son will sit his GCSE studies and his exams. Please look at the careers learning journey. We've gone through so much of it already, but our focus this year has to be about the grades that they're going to get in their GCSEs at the end of the year, followed by their post-16 options. In year 11, the post-16 options is going to be something that we're going to look at in the autumn term. Later on in the slideshow, I will give you some dates for colleges and sixth forms with regards to open days, where they're located, etc. This is going to be crucial as a lot of sixth forms and colleges have their open evenings before the Christmas period, and it's going to be crucial that you understand when these are taking place so that your son can be there. Visit them, see whether or not it's something that they want to do, whether or not the options that they're thinking about are actually something that they're going to be able to cope with over the next 2 years of their life. In the spring term, we will look at developing and recording skills using Unifrog and go through some of the CV writing, letters of application for jobs, etc. And then in the summer, we'll then explore the careers further with post-18 options, and we'll use the Unifrog resources. We've always run a large enrichment activities and co-curriculum program. For year 11 this year, there are going to be sessions that we will run after school on a regular basis with curriculum leads and lead practitioners within departments, focusing on exam style techniques, exam style questions, and going through how to revise for each specific subject. This enrichment program is currently under development, and so is our extracurricular program as well. Once we have this all finalized, we will be sharing this with you, and this will be then located on our school website for your viewing pleasure. As I mentioned earlier, we've had a lot of changes this year with regards to behaviour and attendance, and this has been one of our key focuses, specifically on the uniform and the behaviour in lessons. Over the summer, our behaviour expectations document has been shared with you all via email. A few things that we need to look at on this are, firstly, the attendance and how vital this is to your student's success. Your son having full attendance has more chance of being able to increase his overall GCSE grades. I've mentioned to your son many times before, and I've shown you a document on how his attendance can affect overall GCSE grades and how this can lower final GCSE grades by a number of grades due to just attendance on its own. This also links in very well with punctuality. The new timings of the school day have been shared with you and your son, and most of them are making sure that they are in school and on time. The school lineups first thing in the morning has been beneficial for myself as the RSL to give out any notices and ensure that we set the tone for the school day. The uniform this year has been outstanding. I have a real buzz about the uniform that our students are walking around the school with, and I think it's fantastic because it sets high standards of your son and how he should approach school as a whole, starting with the uniform. These uniform expectations range from PE kit expectations to their school belts, to their school shoes, to having their blazer on at all times, having their shirt tucked in and their ties down to the waist. Other expectations that we have here are on equipment, ranging from acceptable water bottles and what should be in your pencil case. Mobile phones, the expectation of these is that it's switched off and placed into the student's bag, the pupil's bag, and it should not be in their pocket or their blazer pocket. If it is seen for any reason, this would be then confiscated and handed into the main office with a sanction at the end of the day. The behaviour in class, we use the 3R policy: the remind, the reinforce, and then the remove. This process has been applied for the last year or so, and it's been very effective in its implementation. We have a significant number of rewards this year to promote and celebrate the way in which students approach their education. We've got lots of support that are in place, specifically in the pastoral department. So if your son is finding it difficult for any reason, he's got lots of places that he can go and find support. The resets that we run after school, these are centralised resets, and these take place for Key Stage 4 in room 62 and 63 at the end of the school day. There is no reason why your son should walk out of school without sitting a reset, as there is a sign on the gate leaving both entrances and exits of the school, identifying who is to be in the reset at the end of the day. There are wider consequences for falling below our behaviour expectations, and these can form from removal from sports teams, trips, to suspensions and exclusions. These are the things that we hope that we don't have to put in place, but obviously they are there as a deterrent. We have moved to a new recording system within school. We used to use Sims, now we use Arbor. Arbor is fantastic, and it's a great place for you to download the Parental Portal app. This can be downloaded on iOS and Android devices, and you'll be able to sign in to your son's details. You'll be able to gain access to his attendance, his punctuality, his behaviour, whether or not he's got any centralised resets at the end of the day, and also his rewards and achievements that he's received. We introduced the 3R process a couple of years ago, and this is all about managing students' behaviour choices. In a lesson, we understand that there may be a minor issue. At this stage, what we would do is we'd give a student an informal warning. We'll give him a little reminder that the behaviour choices that he's making at that time need to be rectified. If those behaviours continue, we will then issue what's known as a formal warning, and this is H1 standard. This is the remind phase. This is phase 1, where your son has been given a second warning, if you like, and this is the situation. If he doesn't make any behavioural changes, then we will then be forced to move to the next phase. As you can see there, the second step that is in there is the second formal warning. This formal warning is the reinforced stage, and this is an H2 behaviour, which would result in a 30-minute reset at the end of the day. If behaviours are still not changed throughout this period in the lesson, we would then go through to the H3 and H4 section, which is step 3, and this would be that your son would be removed from the lesson. If your son is removed from a lesson, this automatically will send you an email to let you know that your son will serve a 1-hour reset at the end of the day. We've put a lot of emphasis into the rewards and celebrating the positives of the students within our school. It's been really good to see this take place as we've returned in September. Our rewards coordinator is Mr. Harris over in the history department, and on the next slide I'm going to show you some of the changes that have happened within the rewards section of Hurstmere School. But if you'd like to contribute to any of our rewards programs, please don't hesitate to contact Mr. Harris directly at a.harris@hurstmere.org.uk. You may have received an email already from your son's teachers telling them that your son has received a golden ticket. As you can see on the right hand side, this is the golden ticket that we talk about. These are some of the big changes that we've had, and it's developing a sense of achievement within each student in the year group. The beginning of the day, we line up and on the playgrounds, any golden tickets from the previous day are then collected by the form tutors. We do a draw out of all of those golden tickets, and any student who has been drawn was able to come and collect a prize from the pastoral office, where they can then select their prize from the box in my office here at the moment. So in each lesson, a golden ticket will be awarded to the standout individual. This is worth 2 achievement points and enters into the daily raffle, as I've explained previously. But this is also going to focus on our termly trips as well. Achievement points that your son can achieve throughout the lessons as well. Should your son do well in their lesson, they will be acknowledged with an achievement point. This comes with an email notification to you as the parents, as does the golden tickets, and this is to let you know what it was for and in what lesson it was. For trips, we're trying to build a culture of achievement and reward at Hurstmere School. And should your son contribute to being acknowledged for their positive contribution in lessons, they should hopefully find themselves eligible for a variety of different trips. The requirements for the trips, how students are selected and associated costs will be a transparent procedure, and Mr. Harris will be informing you of all of that in the future. This next section is about how you can support your son to believe and achieve and be the best that he can be. There are many areas of support for your son at Hurstmere School. We can start here with our designated safeguarding lead. This is Mrs. Harvey. We have a safeguarding officer who is Mrs. Parsons, a lead practitioner for behaviour and inclusion, which is Mr. Beament. We have 2 inclusion officers, Mrs. Forey and Mrs. Alford. Our Senko is Mr. Reddy. We have 2 deputy Senkos. This is Miss Evans and Miss Dunstan. Your son can also seek support from his form tutor, myself as the RSL, and Mr. Smith as my line manager. We also have a dedicated email address for pupils to contact the safeguarding team when they don't want to share something with somebody personally. This is a way in which they might not feel comfortable talking to somebody, but they may be able to put it in writing. So this is obviously something that your son can access outside of school. Whilst he's at home. We have this on our school website, but the email is hereforyou@hurstmere.org.uk. Please speak to your son about this. It's a great resource and we can support where we feel necessary once we get communication. The National Online Safety website has lots of resources that are available for parents and carers that cover lots of different topics, including social media platforms, online bullying, fake news, games and trends. The resources include parent and carers courses, online video resources and also weekly guides. Details of how you can sign up for this can be found on the safeguarding page on the Hurstmere School website. So what can you do right now with your son? Discuss the future with him positively and excite them about the future, what they can do, where they're going to go next. You can also expose them to different experiences such as theatre trips, cultural activities, concerts, museums, hobbies and exercise. You can also inform your son's tutor in the first instance if you have any concerns about him. What I would suggest over the next few weeks and months is to enthuse your son into his education. We still have time available at the moment for your son to make a difference. I said to all of the pupils when we come back, this is the final chapter of your time here at Hurstmere School. But time isn't up yet. What we can do is we can change the narrative. And it's about changing your son's narrative on how he approaches his education in these last few months. I would like to see your son putting in the time, dedication and the effort into his future. If you can do that, your son will be able to respond. This final section here is about the key information that you're going to need throughout the whole of Year 11. Please take note of the dates that are on the calendar. So these are the key dates that you're going to need to take note of for this year. We first of all start with a national apprenticeship event. This takes place on Tuesday the 5th of November. We then move into our PPEs. The first round of PPEs is going to take place from Monday the 11th to Friday the 22nd of November this year. So we don't have very much time between now and those PPEs starting. There will be a PPE assembly on Thursday the 12th of December, and we will have the Parents' Evening for Year 11s on Thursday the 9th of January. So starting in the beginning of 2025, the Parents' Evening will take place, and then we'll move into a Parents' Evening where the senior leadership team will invite parents into the school to come and have a meeting with them directly about their son's PPEs about their attitude to learning and about how they can improve for the remainder of the year 11 time that is available. In February, the end of February, we will start the PPE 2s. So this is the second phase of PPEs. This starts on Monday the 25th of February and runs through till Tuesday the 11th of March. The PPE assembly following the PPEs will take place on Thursday the 27th of March. We have a tracking series of grades, so we'll be looking at as professional predictions as to what your son is likely to achieve. These will come from the PPEs that your son sits. What's really important this year though is that your son understands the importance of these PPEs. When it comes to us giving grades to sixth forms, colleges and apprenticeship schemes, these are the most up-to-date grades that we are able to provide them with. So your son needs to ensure that he has a sturdy routine for his PPEs and the revision that is going to take place between now and taking place in those in November. These are the first grades that they will be passed along to sixth forms, colleges or apprenticeship schemes because they're the most up-to-date grades that we have. We can't take into consideration the professional predictions at this point. So when we're going through applications for sixth forms, colleges or apprenticeship schemes, we need to use the data that is available to us. So it's really important that your son understands that those PPEs aren't just preparation exams where you can get ready and you're going to put more time and more effort into the real thing, because these will have an outcome or an output onto his overall future. We then go forward for the GCSE examinations. These are going to take place in May, from Thursday the 8th of May until Wednesday the 18th of June. We will then take place in a leavers assembly where I'll do a celebration of their time at Hurstmere School, followed by a barbecue in the afternoon. This will take place on Friday the 20th of June, where they will be able to get their shirts signed, where they will be able to meet all of their teachers, collect yearbooks, etc, etc. And the final date for your diary is going to be during the summer. This is the GCSE results day, and this is going to take place on Thursday the 21st of August in 2025. This is the day in which your son will have to then go away from Hurstmere School with those results and then make his applications or his final decisions on where he will do his post-16 education. I've mentioned before, but sixth form and college applications, there is a slide next that is going to show you some of the dates that are already out at the moment. For open evenings, the deadline dates for applications, but these things must be adhered to. You don't get an extension when it comes to your application for sixth form or college. So it's really important that you get ahead of the game right now. For more information on the post-16 options in Bexley, you can log on to the Bexley website, search for decisions post-16 through the London Borough of Bexley, and you'll be able to find lots of information on dates, etc. for college and apprenticeships. Many of the open evenings in Bexley are before the Christmas holidays, with applications deadlines that are shortly after this. So be prepared in advance and start your post-16 inquiries soon so that you can get ahead of the game. This is quite small on the PowerPoint, but on the sixth form names on the left hand side, we've got Beth's Grammar School, Bexley Grammar School, Blackfen School for Girls, Chisnsid Grammar School, Cleve Park, Haberdashers Crayford Academy, Harris Academy Falconwood, Harris Academy Garrard, which was previously Bexley Business Academy, Bexley Heath Business Academy. Then we have Bexley Heath Academy, Lee Academy, Trinity School, Welling School, Christ the King St Mary's, and then Townley Grammar School for Girls. On here at the moment there are a lot of these open days and the times etc. that are still to be confirmed. They've not been confirmed by the sixth forms themselves, but what you can see on here is that Hurstmere School has a dedicated slot at Blackfen School for Girls for their sixth form. This is taking place on Thursday the 21st of November, so not too far away, and we have a dedicated time slot between 5:45 and 6:45. I will try and ensure that I'm there at that event for you as well, so that if you've got any questions or anything that you need answering, I'll be there as well. What you can see as well on the line below is that Chisnsid Grammar School, they have a ticketed open event for any external Year 11 students. These are on the 13th and the 14th of November, but you must have a ticket to be able to enter Chisnsid, so you need to get in contact with them to make sure that you have that ticket. Otherwise you will miss out on being able to see the headmaster's speech, etc. Cleve Park have a sixth form information evening that will be taking place on the 7th of December, and that event will run between 5 and 7 p.m. We also have Christ the King taking place in October, so that's Saturday the 12th of October, and that's from 9:30 a.m. until 1:30 p.m. And then Townley Grammar School for girls, their sixth form will take place Thursday the 17th of October between 5 o'clock and 8:30 p.m. So please get ahead of the game, start to make your directions and looking online as to what courses are available at each of these institutions, finding out whether or not your grades that you are predicted currently at the moment or that you are achieving at the moment would get you into those courses, because that's going to be crucial. On this slide you'll find out the key information for the local colleges around where we live. London South East colleges have a Bexley campus, Holly Hill campus, Bromley campus, Orpington campus and a Greenwich campus. You can see on there their website and also their opening times on each campus. There's various different dates that are available for you to go and see those and see exactly what qualifications that they are running, and get the best out of your visits to them. We've got Lewisham College. All open days are run from 4 o'clock until 7, and the dates are listed for the Lewisham campus and also the Deptford campus on the sheet. London College of Performing Arts, these have not been confirmed at the moment, but these would take place at the Abbey Wood campus. We've got North Kent College. Lots of boys go to North Kent College. We've got the Dartford campus in October, 15th of October, 3:30 until 7 p.m. With the Gravesend campus is the 17th of October from 3:30 till 7. Tunbridge campus is the 5th of October from 3:30 until 7. And then Hadlow College is from the 9th of October from 10 o'clock until 1. Check out the websites that are on there. We also have our Shooters Hill campus, which some of our boys have been and done some college courses. They're still to confirm their date. And then we also have the Chapel Manor College with an advice evening on the 17th of September. That's from 5:30 until 7 p.m. 19th of November, 5:30 till 7, and their open evenings are on 5th of October from 10 till 3 p.m. As I mentioned before, this is a very crucial year for your son, making sure that you are driving him at home, pushing him to his limits and ensuring that he meets the successes that he wants for his future. Thinking about his options now, thinking about what he wants to do at the end of year 11, thinking about driving towards and finding out exactly what grades are required to get him where he wants to be. Think about the future, where he wants to be and how he's going to get there. If you have any information that you would like to know more details of, please don't hesitate to contact me at Hurstmere School. Thank you for listening. Have a great evening. Take care. Bye-bye.